Welcome, everybody, to Sunday evening, like clockwork, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are at the end of our streamathon for Rem Alternus. It has been going on all weekend since it started Saturday morning with Descent into Avernus. And it's been a lot of games. It's been we played 7th Sea, we played Power Rangers, there was Glitter Hearts, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Blades in the Dark. I know I'm missing something. What am I missing?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun. Yeah, it was a lot. And some of us have been in many of them. Some of us have been in a few of them. But now here we are at the end of our streamathon and getting ready to get into like clockwork. But before we do that, it is not only the end of our streamathon, but it's the beginning of the week. And we like to go around and just see what is up with everybody and everything. And we are going to start with Sin. It's good to see your face.
Hello, it is good to have my face back on the internet.
Indeed.
I am slowly preparing to be an adult because my job starts back up this week. But other than that, I've been sewing cosplay tops all weekend. And also creeping on you guys when you stream.
Ooh.
You can always creep on us.
Yes.
I hope you were creeping when I had a giant demonic teddy bear in Santa's mansion in the overnight hours.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I feel like you're projecting a little bit. It was just like one giant demonic teddy bear that was 10 feet tall. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That had like red, bloody fur coming out.
It was red stuffing. You all made it bloody. I never said the word bloody. That was something y'all did.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Also, we have Joey's head. Hello, Joey's head.
Hello. It's also my shoulders. Just this tragic accident happened right here, so they just kind of disembodiedly float next to me now.
It's like Rojelio Jr.
Yeah, it's. I'm getting in character. Sin is not the only person dressed up here. My arms are now detachable. That's canon. Thank you very much.
I mean, technically, they probably are detachable and reattachable.
All arms are.
Yes. And then moving on, we got Isabitz. What's up?
Hi. The internet is tired of seeing my face this weekend. So after the stream, I'm not going to be back on until next week.
I don't know if that first part is true, but okay. I enjoyed your game.
I'm so glad.
Blades in the Dark. Yeah, that was fun.
I was super nervous to run it for you, but I'm really glad you had a good time. I had a really good time running it. It was a lot of fun.
It was Isabet's first time GMing on live stream.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nerve-wracking, but it was good. It went well.
I do have to say, I told you this last night, but the entire time I was doing like a written promo for it, I kept slipping into like actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf lyrics while trying to do the Blades in the Dark written promo, and I had to like pull back and stop myself. Because it just seemed like I was like, "You're going down an alleyway," and I was like, "No, it's not Shia LaBeouf at the end of the alleyway."
No, we did
I
not
wish that I would. I wish that I had known that prior to writing the one shot, because I could have thrown that in there.
Wow.
And it would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, well, since John just jumped right in with the speaking part, John.
Hello. Along with everything that I normally talk about, my two podcasts, both my audio drama and my pop culture podcast, which I regularly update, I was able to GM my first time GMing the Power Ranger games that I did because I am working on the podcast for the Alternia Archives, Becoming Mighty and Morphin, which Isabitz is a part of. But I've never GM'd live before, so that was a first for me, and it was a lot of fun. The two very exciting upcoming things that are happening in my life around kind of Rem culture is that my Shadowrun's mission that people played in Gen Con and Origins, The Advantages of History, was really well received. People are really enjoying it and they want to know more. And since it's a 5-part series, I'm excited people want to know more. And it was the real lift I needed because as a writer, sometimes you don't always know how people are going to take your work. And so it's really cool to be able to share that world and work with y'all. And something I talked about, I took over Rem Chat from Vort, which is the Fourth Friday kind of world building creative discussion. I'm also bringing a trivia night to Rem Alternius to be premiered in September. There's going to be a Friday night trivia night coming in September. And the first theme is going to be 90s TV because it's premiering on 9/9. So it's going to be a 90s TV trivia night.
John, I was listening and I was like, if John says anything pop culture, TV, film, I'm out because John will wipe the floor with anyone that joins in.
Firstly, I'm hosting it, so I can't wipe the floor with anybody. Secondly, I've done it so like the questions get harder. So like the first 3 or 4 questions in a category, you probably actually know. Like it gets sequentially more difficult the deeper you are in the category. I've made it so anyone can come on any night, but the more times you do trivia, the more you will level up and you will gain points and experience and the ability to do magical things during trivia night. So yeah, mark on your calendars. 9/9, Rem Alternus Trivia Night is coming.
Like, because you've been coming every weekend to trivia night, like there's a question that pops up and it's like someone else's question, but you have like the ability to block them from answering the question so you can answer the question.
Or you can make them answer a question too. So like each level you rise, you're going to get a perk based on a game. So there'll be a Temple Guard perk you can get from Legends of the Hidden Temple. For instance, there'll be a Nick Arcade themed perk based upon the Nick Arcade villains. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So people just come and try it out. It's a really chill way to just show off your knowledge and enjoy the fantasy of trivia night. Enjoy the trivia fantasy.
Yeah, you just said Nick Arcade villains, and I now know.
So like at the end of Nick Arcade, they had to go into the green screen room, and there's like Murloc and Scorcha, and it's anyways. Come and do the trivia. It'll be good times.
Okay, great. Alex, what do you have that's not trivia related going on?
You ever have one of those weeks where you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do, and then you end up procrastinating on all of the things? Because I did that.
Yes.
This week. Like I got the kids successfully to school. They had a great first week, and I was like, great. And because I did so much last weekend, I was like, great, I'm not going to overschedule this weekend. But then I did nothing. So yeah, that's my life. I read books. I watched TV.
And sometimes you have to set aside time to do that. But what you're saying is you did not actually set aside time to do that. That's just what you did.
Yeah, I would have liked to. I've got my mystery stories that I write. So like I have one and like I want to do one with my team, but I have to like write said mystery. And it's not even writer's block because I have great ideas. I just didn't want to put in the time and effort to do so. So there you go.
Understood. Yeah, that's relatable. Relatable indeed.
Oh, by the way, Alex, I just want to let you know that Elizabeth's, because she won the baked good thing in the Streamathon, has requested my lemon barge as well. So now my lemon bars will be famous in Chicago and elsewhere.
You're in for a treat. Seriously, so good.
Very excited.
All right, Master of Rem, what great news and topics of sharing do you have for the world of Rem here at the end of our Streamathon?
Well, first of all, let's get to the exciting part. We have our very last giveaway for this stream, for the Streamathon. And in my opinion, it's one of the coolest prizes because it is a set of mystery dice from Norse Foundry. And if you know Norse Foundry, you know they have very nice dice. So to enter to win, you get a free entry just by typing in hashtag RemPC right in our chat. You can get additional entries. I see everyone going for their keyboard there.
That's
yeah,
right,
I see
right
you.
now. Right now. Dude.
What was the hashtag?
Not telling you. You missed it.
Don't worry, I'll check chat.
What's great too is that it's a true mystery bag, because I asked Eric and he's like, I don't actually know what kind of dice they're going to get because I'm just going to put my hand in the bag. So you could get literally any dice that North Foundry does.
Yep.
He's actually excited to give it away too.
And there's,
like he's like,
yeah. And there's some, like, they do metal dice, they do aluminum, they do gemstone, they do glass, they like, you never know what you're going to get. They have really cool stuff. So free entry, hashtag RunPC. And then for every 100 bits, that's $1 that you donate in the Twitch stream, that's an extra entry. And then you can subscribe to Twitch as well for $5, but that's 7 entries. So you get bonus entries for doing that. And then we also have a GoFundMe to help Rem grow and keep producing content and stuff like that. And for every dollar you put in there, that's an entry as well. So lots of ways to enter to win. Hashtag RemPC, start with that, and then get competitive in chat from there, because this is a really cool prize. Other than that, let's see, we have like 17 or 16 days left of the Coddlesworth Kickstarter. We are at 63%. So our goal is only $5,000. So please, if you like this stream, if you like steampunk, if you like fantasy, if you like D&D, if you like comic books, if you like art, or any combination of those, head on over to remalternus.com/kick and help support our Kickstarter and Danny's creative genius, and show how much you love the Coddlesworth Clockwork Circus world and like Clockwork, because we sure do. And we want to see more issues of the comic happen.
Peace.
So that's, go ahead.
Just yes, that was yes.
You can also get a free copy of issue 1 by going to Drive-Thru Comics and searching for Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus. It's pay what you want. So free is an option of what you want. And we just ask if you could leave us a review so that other people looking at it can see it and have a fair judgment of what you think of our comic book. From there, one of the prizes that we've been giving out during the Streamathon has been items from original box sets, Pure Alchemy Soaps. And we have a Kickstarter launching Tuesday, that's this Tuesday, for Gelatinous Cube Soap, which is a jelly soap that is actually it's all jiggly and cool, and it seems to hold up really well, so you could actually use it on your table too to capture your minis and stuff like that. But it comes with a dice set in it. So there's a mini dice set for the smaller cubes, or there's a full dice set for the bigger cubes. They're called Dire cubes. And then some of the stretch goals are really cool because the initial gelatinous cube is green, but the stretch goals unlock different colors and scents. So we could get black pudding, we could get ochre jelly, we could get green slime, and all kinds of different stuff. So check that out. You can follow the project so you're notified on launch by going right now to remalternus.com/soap. And I'm going to stop because I could go on.
Indeed. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into this next session of Like Clockwork, because it is about that time. Hello. I would like to direct everyone's attention to Joey's head. It's the simple things that make everyone smile, I suppose. Goodness. Okay.
Damn
Well,
it, Joey. By the way, your body matches John's armpit, so you know.
oh, okay.
Mine can regrow though.
If green rainbow square is off the shoulder, it is not an armpit green square. This is off the shoulder. Thank you very much.
Last week, we Perunyia went after the fight. Perunyia had left to go to the bar to celebrate a bit, and Shaelune went back to the train to chill out, and everyone else went kind of to the bar, but they lost track of Panabon. And then one of
I don't know what you were talking about. I was there the whole time at that bar. I don't know what you're talking about.
We are all sure you were. And then one of the individuals who had been kind of sitting up away from the others in the fight on like a balcony, like maybe like a prestigious place from where to watch the festivities, came out and invited Perunyia over to this fellow's abode, where they all went except for Shaelune, who was at the train, and Panabon, who was who knows where. Where they entertain this individual's offer to pay a 1,000 gold piece entry fee for Perunyia to enter an upcoming fighting tournament in Castanede, which is where the train is going to be taking them. They're a little concerned about the expectation of a 25-75 split, with 75% of any winnings going towards the individual sponsoring. But he did make a somewhat halfway compelling argument about like there's nothing for Perunyia to lose. And so Perunyia said that she would think about it and let him know in the morning. And he said he would send his representative out to get that answer from her. On the way back, they ran into Shaelune, who had heard somebody getting onto the train and sneaking into Nugatsu Sanato's room to do unknown business within before just kind of exiting and leaving. And as she was moving out to kind of find where he might have gone, she ran into the rest of the crew, sans Panabon.
I was there the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. I was totally there the whole time.
And that's where we're picking up, actually, is sometime in the middle of the night. And Shaelune, as you were looking for this man who had just got off the train, you didn't see exactly which way he went, or
I was peeking in his windows and waiting for him to take his pants off.
right. Actually, yeah. So he went you actually saw he went to a house. Yeah. So that is, you're pretty sure his house. And I believe this is when you had come back and you ran into the others, or is that just like I expected that to happen and now it's like in my memory?
So what happened was I had sent Minya with a note to Nugatsu telling him that the guy that came to dinner to meet with him was rifling through his train car. And then I followed this guy to his house and peeped in his windows and waited until he took his clothes off so that I could tell Minya where to go and dig into his pocket to look for whatever it was that he was looking at in the train car and then put in his pocket. So that's where we left off. I was snooping.
Okay. Wow. In my head, like I made up this whole thing where you like finished up with that and went back and ran into the rest when they were coming back to the train.
I don't know
all right,
what it is
so
today, guys, about
yeah,
inappropriateness. Like
yeah, it's one of
today's
those
just
days.
a riled up Rem day.
Drink water. So yeah, other than that, that's I mean, unless there's anything else you're going to do there.
No, I'm good now. I'm gonna wait for Minya or Nugatsu to get back to me.
Okay. The rest of you arrive back at the train, and you find that I think you discovered that Shailene wasn't in her room.
Yep, that happened.
There we go. See, I knew it was something. So yes, Shailene is not in her room.
And I believe we had Lex retrieve his bag and that we were going to go back to the hotel, if I am remembering correctly, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess she probably went back to the hotel, so should we head back then?
Works for me. All my stuff is back there.
I don't have things.
That is accurate.
Oh, I can give you something, and I'm gonna dig through the bag and like pull out the band-aid.
The half
Ooh,
band-aid.
a present. Happily take it.
It's half good.
That's half
Yeah.
good.
And I'm full excited.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
pocket my half band-aid.
And you head back over towards the hotel, and there is indeed, as you come up, there is a room in Shailune's name, but as Lampira. And there is the room that Panabon and Rojelio had picked up. So who is trying to get to what room?
I
I'm
had
just gonna
asked
follow
if I
mom.
couldn't do a room. Oh, go ahead. I spoke over you, Joey. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was gonna follow mom. That's that.
Yeah, and Rogelio, you know which room you're in. That was already established.
Mhm.
I believe I had already gotten my own room as well with well, I guess I'm with Panabon, or at least he was my car companion, but I think he might have gotten a room with Rogelio. So I would have registered for Panabon and myself, of course, under the name of Rojelio Sr. But then I did check in already.
Yeah, there's as you're setting everything up, you are upstairs. You're on the fourth floor. There's Lampira's room is 407. Rogelio is in 409. And then you also have, it appears you have room 402, which would be for Rogelio Sr., I suppose.
I guess we should go to my room first to see if Lampierre is there.
Good idea.
All right. Elevator or stairs?
Obviously, stairs. Like, how
Yeah.
else am I gonna get the workout in?
Okay. You all bundle up the stairs. A little bit of discussion, not too loud. And as you get up to the fourth floor, you head down to room 407. Lex, you produce a key and open the door, and there is definitely no Shailune inside of the room.
I look for Shailune's stuff.
Yeah.
There's no Shailune stuff either.
Do you think she went somewhere else?
Okay, let's play this out.
It's weird
If
she would check in,
something,
right?
I mean, not necessarily. Sometimes she'll want to study in one place and like do something else in one other place. It's hard to like reason through her reasoning, but she has reasons. for all the things she does. I'm not smart enough to understand them sometimes. But I do know if she was in danger, she probably would have sent Minya to like help, like come tell us. And we haven't gotten a Minya message. So I think we can presume she's okay.
But she like didn't even leave anything. That's weird, right?
But we saw her stuff, right? At the train car. Because we saw
That's
your
true.
stuff. Maybe she meant a gentleman or woman. I don't actually know what she's into.
Oh, maybe she's like hooking up with that scientist guy. I don't
Ew.
pay that much attention.
Ew. Ooh, I can't get that out of my head now. Okay, cool. Next topic. She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants.
I don't know. Like, I'm just
as if on cue. Like, actually, give me a perception test. Anybody?
As I realize I haven't opened up Fantasy Grounds. Whoops.
18.
18.
And like I know how to roll dice in this game. Psh.
Yeah, look at you rolling dice. 15.
I won't roll higher than an 18 anyway, so it's
on. And Drew?
Drew stayed back at the train car. She didn't get a hotel room. She's sleeping on the train.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't come? Oops.
We'll see what Perunyia got on her roll.
you don't need to wait for me.
She's super sure that she's not going to roll anything better than anyone else. You notice there is a movement just outside the window, and looking, you see this small furry creature with its legs splayed out, just kind of gliding from above you in the hotel down towards the train.
Is it Minya?
If you go and look, then you definitely will recognize Minya.
I will go and look.
Yeah, as they point it out, and you do see Minya like gliding down towards the train.
Oh, damn it. I hope Minya just didn't miss us. Can Minya miss us? I don't know. She's always found us before. I don't actually know how this thing works.
And Minya is a pet?
Shaelune's companion. It's more than a pet. But I don't exactly know how it works. No.
Should we try and follow it?
Fine.
All the way back down the steps, and back towards the train. All right, so everyone exits out, back down the steps, and back towards the train.
By the way, this is hilarious for me because I'm on the roof of the hotel watching you guys go back and forth. Not looking at you in particular, but hilarious for me if the time works out.
Yeah. You all head out and you get back on the train, and you see in Shaelune's room there is no Shaelune still, and there's no Minya.
Using our conversation from before, as deductive reasoning, I would in fact go to Nagatsu's cabin on the train to see if they're hooking up. Really, that's Perny's thought process.
Everybody here wants to know now.
Just
yeah.
What started it?
I don't.
I mean, you're like on. I mean, you're on your room Springa from school, right? So
listen,
Yeah,
both your rooms are
definitely
empty.
a thing all gnomes have, right? That's
I haven't seen any evidence against it yet.
Yeah. All I've seen is you being really friendly with this man, and you're not in either of your rooms that you checked into, so...
Yeah. Well,
Listen, it's entirely innocent while I watch another man take off his pants, okay?
So
yes.
glad that happened.
Which is also innocent.
She's in it for the pants.
Innocent.
She wants
Pay
those
for the
fluffy
pants.
buns.
Mhm.
That's one of the steps towards profit.
Pants.
And yeah, it was you move down to the other end of the train car. Make a listening perception check.
Didn't happen for some reason. We pressed buttons again.
Oh, we make a perception check?
Yeah.
16?
Oh.
You are very sure that there's nobody in Nugatsa's room down here on the train. There are no sounds coming out from that room, no sounds at all.
That would not stop me from doing two things. One, knocking, because I'm polite to start. And then two, trying the door to see if it's open.
Okay, you knock and then try the door. Neither of those things seem to garner any response.
You take the sock off the door first, or just...
There was no sock.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, so it just seems like she's not here or in either of the rooms.
All right, I guess I'm sleeping here tonight because I'm not going back and forth again.
Lex and Rogelio.
Can I sleep sitting outside the door? Nagatsi's door?
This door on the train, you could. There's nothing to stop you from doing that.
Just in case Shaelune comes back to it.
Or comes out of it.
Mm-hmm. Or
it's not in your heads. It's not past. It's not above her to hear you guys coming down the hall, be like, and just being like super quiet.
Actually, her stuff's still in our room, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to our room. But I'm gonna turn to Rojelio Jr. I think this could be a really good opportunity for you to learn some of Shaelune's magic.
I'm definitely excited about that. So I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so if we go back to the room, I'll make sure that you're not touching anything too important, but you could probably read through a book or something if it's left there.
Would she be okay with that?
I don't know, because I'm not interested, so I've never asked.
I mean, I would don't want to make her mad, so I'd probably ask before just going through her things.
Listen, I'm your parent. Panabon's your parent. When people get mad at kids, they get mad at the parents.
True story, though.
And I don't want to put you in that position.
With your mother.
I haven't seen Dad in hours. I don't even know where Dad is.
Well, I'm your mother, so I'll do it. Like I don't mind. I love you. You are my child.
And then you can read me the stories out of the book.
I'll be honest, I can't read.
It doesn't compute. Like,
I was hoping you would read to me.
How about we find a book that doesn't belong to Shaelune and I can read that one?
Do you have books? I don't carry books.
No, I pull out this half a Band-Aid. And then I pulled the money pouch out with like 1,000 copper pieces. I'm like, and this, that's it. No books.
I'll
go find some bedtime stories.
Okay. I'll be in the room.
Okay, gotcha. Danny, I quest her back for bedtime stories. Where's Alan? He'd have stories.
Okay.
Copper pieces can be traded for goods and services, such as bedtime stories.
Lead up to the barkeep. Give me your best bedtime story.
Shaelune, after several moments, Minya does return, scampering back from where they had landed after hopping from the hotel room and then off the train top and then back to where you are.
Can I, while I'm waiting for Rojelio to come back, can I sketch out the thing I saw at the window?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do a quick sketch and then shove it in my sleeve pocket and wait for Rojelio to come back.
Okay. Yeah, so Shaelune, what would you like to do here?
Does Minya have any info for me?
No. Minya couldn't actually get into the room and had to like shove the note under the door.
Okay. Then I'm gonna send Minya to go get whatever was in that guy's pants.
Okay. So trying to find a way to get into this house. Give me a investigation check.
No, I'm not gonna play that game. I wait for this guy to go to bed and then Misty step into the house and let Minya do Minya's thing and then quietly.
Okay. Okay. So you misty step into the house and then Minya runs off. Eventually Minya returns with a key.
Wasn't it a balled up piece of paper or something that he had?
That's not necessarily what Minya comes back with and doesn't find anything like that.
Okay. What does the key look like?
It looks like a train, a key to one of the rooms in the train.
I'm annoyed. Are his clothes in the same room as where he's sleeping?
No, that's not where he threw them over. This is a multi-level house, and he threw the clothes over a chair in the dining room downstairs, and then he went upstairs to sleep.
Okay, I check his coat pockets. I check his pants pockets. I'm gonna go check it all myself, but the entire time I'm like, ew, this is gross, 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 gross.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. So you go through as you walk in and you start to kind of go through some of the pockets. You note that there's not anything that in the pockets themselves that you're looking for. But then as you start to, in annoyance, as you start to move away, you see that there's it's like a little stand table, like a kind of a tall like bed nightstand that is at the bottom of the stairs. And there's just a few things that are kind of scattered atop of it, including a piece of paper that's looks like it has been unfurled. And
I look at it.
so you grab that. Um, it just doesn't have a lot of information on it. It just says um, to just it says drop it, and then it has the train card number for Nugatsu's room.
It says drop it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm taking the note too. And then I'm getting out of here.
Okay. Misty stepping out as well, or?
Yep.
All right.
I have plenty of spell slots from today.
So you zip out of the house and find yourself in the street along with Minya.
All right. I'm gonna head back to the train. And wait to hear from Nugatsa or uh, um I guess the others. I'm a little worried that they're getting into trouble at the fighting pits, but
Yeah. When you get to the train, you hop up and you realize that you see actually there's lights on, and Lex is in the room. You can hear Perunyia in the room across, moving about. It seems like they're mostly here. You don't see Rojelio, you don't see Panabon.
I knock on Perunya's door.
Oh, there you are. Do you know that we walked from the train to the motel back to the train because we saw Minya and we were worried, and then we were wondering if you got up to some adult business, and are you okay? And don't do that. You scared us.
That was a lot. That was a lot. So I'm just going to fill you in on the thing that happened. So you remember that guy that came to meet Nugatsu at dinner?
Yeah.
He came snooping along and went into Nugatsu's train car. And so I followed him and found this. Here's the key to Nugatsu's train car. And then also he dropped this note.
What does the note say?
Drop it, and then gave his room number. So I think there might be a bug, another one of those trackers.
Oh. So it's a little weird, right? That somebody who works for Storike, who Nugasu already works for, is sneaking around because, like, couldn't he just ask Nugasu, like, anything he wanted to know because they work for the same company?
Maybe Nugatsu is not giving everyone access to how he built Rojelio.
He did say he wanted to keep that a secret. Maybe even a secret from his own company, I guess. Huh.
I don't know, but clearly someone was trying to steal Rojelio when we found him, and then now there's more with Nugatsu. So I think it's around Rojelio. But I sent Minya to give a message to Nugatsu, but didn't make contact. So waiting to, you know what? I think actually I'm gonna go by his hotel room. I'm gonna walk over there. I thought you were staying at the hotel.
I was. I came back here looking for you because I gotta tell you stuff too. I got proposition tonight
Um, I
to do another fight. Sorry, what did you think I meant?
absolute. So, oh, yeah, all right, yeah. I'm staying in the train. I didn't get a room, but I'll walk with you, talk to Nugatsu,
Yes, you did.
and
You have a room. It's under your name. They said you got a room.
Did the train automatically set up rooms for everyone?
No.
It's
weird.
Maybe Nugatsu set one up for me. I don't know. We got to talk to him because if someone's snooping, he could be in trouble tonight even.
Okay, I'll go back there. Even though technically speaking, I think I need to come here because I might have promised I'd give my answer at the train in the morning. Now that I think about it, probably be easier if I woke up. Come on, let's go.
Tell me about the fight, I guess. Is this important to you?
Well, so I mean, like I'm imagining that we're walking while I'm like coming and going here. Like I do want to fight, and like I feel like we could earn some money doing it. And it seems like it's on the way. So it's in the Castanede, which like we make a stop at that the train does normally. So it's kind of on the way, which would be nice. Um uh I they said that they would only pay 25% and they would keep 75%, but they would cover the total like entry fee, which is like 1,000 gold pieces. So like I think we probably I don't know. So the worth of it maybe is like but it's also run by the mob, so that's something that we should consider.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I mean, like I don't really know about all of that, but Drew said she recognized that as like the Ireland mob, I don't know, people. But we should ask Panabon about it because like they would know probably.
So they pay 1,000, and then what is the total reward that you would get to 25%?
Well, the top it goes like from the top spot to the bottom, and so the top spot earns 5,000 gold piece, which would be nice if we can get them to go 60-40. If I win top spot, then we'd make 2,000 gold piece, which I mean be kind of nice.
My I have concerns though. There's what are the stipulations of this tournament? Is what are the fight terms? This is until knockout, until injury, until
style. You said 5 rounds.
And what about if you are hurt? Who covers medical expenses?
Ooh, see, this is why I need you at the negotiation table with me. That's a great question. Yep.
And you said that it wouldn't interrupt our trip.
Nope, on the way.
My other concern is reputation.
It has to go under Avril's name. I can't take the notoriety right now.
Yes, but consider even maybe having to change your Avril identity because now Avril is a known associate of the mob, and that could draw attention and reputation and
another name. That's a great idea. We should come up with one.
You're better at it than I am.
Rojelio III. Rojelio.
Well, I'll have a son.
I'm a daughter.
That's not how that works.
Oh, okay,
it's really not. I mean, Lex is a mom.
Yeah, that's true.
So 20% of 25% of 5,000, if you take the winning place even, would be 1,250. So, I mean, for the investment, that's hardly anything.
We don't have to put up any of the investment. He's going to put up the investment. We don't have to put up the investment. So it's really
I'm just thinking with the risks, is it worth it when theoretically
if we could get
so
them
if it goes down
40 for the top spot, maybe worth it?
Maybe.
And throw in medical benefits?
I'd agree to that. Potentially. But again, like I'd rather find an investor that isn't the mafia. We have enough problems without the mob getting mad at us because you lose a fight or whatever, you know, it's we don't need that problem.
I mean, yeah, true. But he did say this is just a one-time engagement and there would be no like contract, so to speak. This is one and done. So if we wanted to continue with him, we could, but we could also just part ways after this.
Perunyia, you won tonight, right?
I did, yeah. Didn't you see the? Oh, yeah.
I did, but I was trying to keep an eye on Panabon, which didn't go well. But if you won tonight, she kind of stops walking and turns to look at you and goes, I know I'm always worried. I know I quash your fun, and this is what you do, and you've done a lot for me and for Panabon and saving the world. But is this important to you?
Yeah, it would mean a lot to me.
Then we have the money to front it. Don't go to them, but win, Perunyia.
Whew. Okay. Ooh, that's a big responsibility if we're paying for it.
It's
okay.
Almost all our money, so win. We'd have now that you won tonight, we'd have a little bit more like left over, so we wouldn't be broke, but it's still a big
pressure. Okay. I mean, Perunyia is great with pressure. Alex might not be, but Perunyia is great with it.
Money doesn't mean much to her either. So it's like, as long as we can survive, if this means a lot to her, we'll do it.
And so we continue on to the hotel.
All right. And what we'll do is we'll wake up Nagatsa at the end of the break. And see how that all goes down. In the meantime, just before you go on break, a reminder that we do have a little drawing thing going on RemPC in order to get like a dice grab bag.
Yes, Norse Foundry. Sorry, I can't multitask right now. Norse Foundry, random dice set, mystery dice set. That's what it's called. And so it's going to have a bunch of dice in it. And they could be a mix and match. There could be metal. There could be gemstone. There could be aluminum. There could be who knows what else. So you should enter to win by going to our chat and typing in hashtag RemPC for a free entry. Donating 100 bits is $1, and that gets you bonus entries, a bonus entry per 100 bits. And then you can also go to our GoFundMe, and for every dollar you spend there, you can do you get another entry. And finally, you can subscribe to our channel, and that gets you 7 entries. So that's the best value. Yes, hashtag RemPC, do all the things, support our channel because we're so much fun. And we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yep. We're back in stuff. And I'm fine. Sin was teasing me during the break, just so everybody knows. And it's fine. It's whatever.
I'm the kindest person. How dare you?
Fine. It's fine. So, Panabon, you have been watching some goings on, some back and forthness, and you see Perunyia and Shaelune making their way back towards the hotel. And you know that Drew and Perunyia are still in the train. You did notice Rojelio kind of start wandering up one of the streets, and you were a little bit concerned maybe about Rojelio getting into some trouble, maybe as late as it was. But then you remembered that Rojelio destroyed a giant machine thing upon birth. So
Also,
Um,
in nature, sometimes the mother bird must let the baby bird fly from the nest. Sometimes they splat. Most times they don't. Law of averages.
very good. But yeah, are you content with your perch now, or did you want to?
Uh, I realize about half a second after I do this that in an attempt to use my thieving wiles to see if there are any other kind of thieves in the area with my shiny coin, that there's a good chance that if Perunyia looks up, they probably saw that. But I've already done it. And also, I'm me. So, like, if you really wanted to find me, there's no reason I wouldn't be on top of the tallest building in the city because I would have trouble believing any building is taller than this hotel roof.
There is none. This is the tallest building. The tallest buildings besides this, there are a couple of buildings that maybe are like 3 stories, but that's like a first, second, and an attic. This is a full 5 floors of modern construction. Um, but yeah, but unless I imagine unless you're actively going to do anything, then Shaelune and Perunyia will. Um, and I meant Drew and Lex are still in the train. Shaelune and Perunyia will make their way into the building.
So
And
as we are wrapping up our conversation and entering into the hotel room, or I should say the hotel lobby at this point, I know that Shaelyn wants to find Nagatsu, um, but I would like to try to find Panabon again. And so I'll ask Shaelyn, should we check on Nagatsu and then maybe check the Panabon's room and maybe, I don't know, the roof probably to see if we can find them? Because like we should probably discuss this before we talk to them tomorrow.
I kind of roll my eyes and then just say nothing.
Okay. So then we would head to the the penthouse is where Nagatsu was, right?
yeah,
So we head that way. I head towards the stairs. I don't know where Shaylyn's heading.
The elevators, please.
So we like both stop, look at each other, like, where are you going?
Knowing Perunya's energy level and comparing it to that of dogs. I was trying to think of something nicer to say and just didn't come to me. So
I don't know. I'm a dragonborn. Damn.
I'll look at her and challenge her and go, I'll race you.
I'm a dragonborn.
Oh my
Dan.
god! She takes that and definitely runs up the stairs.
that was okay. So you say that, and Perunyia takes.
Was I wrong?
It worked.
And you walk up to the elevator, and of course it's closed, and there is a small placard on it that says, "For use, please see reception."
Yes.
I turn and go to reception.
Yeah, the individual there just looks is kind of like half snoozing and doing this number here, and then sees you. Oh, yes, hello. Can I help you?
Hi, may I use the elevator, please?
Oh, sure. One moment. Uh, they bend down and reach, and they pull out a little placard, and they hang it from the desk there, and it says, "We'll return in 5 minutes." And they get up and they walk with you to the elevator. They take the placard from the elevator, open the elevator up, usher you in, and then they operate the elevator to take you to the 5th floor. It is late, and so they don't have necessarily someone 24/7 just to be the elevator person apparently at night. But they get you up there. Perunyia, you're up there long enough to kind of start getting a little bit like, did something happen? And then you hear the elevator start to move up.
I stand in front of the door so that when shit opens, I get to say I win.
And that is exactly what happens as the door does open. revealing Shaelune and a very tired hotel clerk.
Yep, you absolutely do.
Uh, have a good night, ma'am. And then
Thank you.
close the elevator behind you, and you hear it going back down.
Well, do I know where Nugatsu is staying? Which room?
Um, yes, you did get that information. So you, and also you can see that little tag of paper is kind of like just the very corner of it. Like only because you are thinking about it do you even notice it sticking out from under the door. It's dark under the door, so you figure they must be asleep.
Oh,
Knock.
knock.
Um, you knock, and then you knock a little more forcefully, and then probably knock. Probably get to the point where it's Perunyia knocking before you see the light come on, and you hear uh, one. Yeah, just hold on, and the door opens, and you see Khalees or Callus standing there. She's in a just her night shift, kind of just pokes her head out, and what yeah, what's up?
Um, is Nugatsu okay? Because something happened in his train car.
Um, what do you mean something happened in this train car? I mean,
Um,
he's asleep.
I don't think we should talk about it in the hallway.
Okay. And she opens the door and ushers you in. Um, the
So,
light is only on in kind of this front area that you're in right now. Um, yeah. And she closed the door. So what happened?
so I was in the train and I heard someone kind of come in and snoop, and so I looked out and I went invisible, and I found it was the guy that came to dinner for the meeting with Nugatsu. And he went down to Nugatsu's room and had this key and opened the door to Nugatsu's room. And he walked around, seemed to rifle through some things, and then look at this note, um, which he then put in his pocket. And I stole. It was kind of like with Perunia, like I look for a better word and there isn't one. And then say, I think whoever he is and whoever was looking for Rogelio before he woke up um, might might have be trying to listen into Nugotsu and get his research and whatever else they're looking for. But I think you might have a tracker again.
She takes the note if you let her, and she pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on. Looks over the note, holds it up against the light. Huh. Well, if they did drop something like that in his room, we'll be able to find it in the morning. Um, and it may not have anything at all to do with Rogelio. There's a lot of uh, politics within the company itself that it may have to do with Rogelio too. It may, but it may just be intercompany. It may be a way for folks here to get a leg up on the corporate ladder. This is really annoying to have to deal with when you just want to make things.
Corporate world sounds terrible.
That's my
It's
concern, though. How, how would who would have access to a key to Nugatsu's room?
um, well, that is probably the most concerning part about this. We can figure everything else out, but the idea that someone, because it's going to be somebody involved with the train, and someone probably needs to lose their job for that.
Or his own staff, right?
Hmm,
Awkward.
possible. Um, I suppose that's possible. I have a key, Nagatsa, and she pulls out hers. Nagatsa has a key, um, and but we should be the only ones that have keys. There's more keys to the room. Um,
You should check in the
I,
morning to see if Nagatsu still has his key.
And also that gentleman that was his bodyguard yesterday.
mm-hmm. Well, he wouldn't have a key. But the conductor would have a key. There'd probably, but he'd probably just have a master key. And there's probably keys in the engineer's room in the front. There's keys, and somebody uh, gave up a key. And it could be because they're in on it, and it could be because you said it was the fellow that came and picked him, grabbed him from dinner.
Yes.
So he might have uh, bullied someone into giving him the key in a official sort of capacity. Um,
But who gave him the instruction? Because the note indicates that he was instructed to drop something in this room.
yes, and it doesn't. I would. My first guess would be uh, uh, the oh, what's her name? Miss Chenoweth is the executive here at Ariad, and that would be my guess. But I don't think that uh, she would allow herself with this sort of handwriting. Um, so
As long as he's safe and you guys are on it, but it's concerning. I'll check on him in the morning to see his ideas if that's all right.
yeah, you should. If you really think it's that important, we can wake him now. Um,
I don't have any evidence. I didn't see the man take anything. I also didn't, though. I was very nervous, so I didn't see him leave anything either. Um, but doesn't mean I could have not noticed if he was slick. But as long as you don't think it's dangerous, like if there's not a bomb that's going to go off in his car or something, because that would be awful.
no, I doubt that. There are other ways to assassinate. No, I'm sure they want something to probably give them a leg up in some way. So we'll talk again in the morning. Um, I'll let him know you came in, and then in the morning we'll circle up and discuss and see what he wants to do about it. He's used to this. This happens too often.
Sorry to wake you.
Oh no, you did exactly the right thing, um, and I appreciate it. Uh, yeah. Um, be safe. Be careful following weird people doing shifty things. I mean, I guess that's a lot of
Kind of
what
our
your
MO.
life is. Your life is about. It seems, and uh, that that would stress me out.
Your problems seem stressful to me as well. But
Corporate world.
try to get some rest. And I look at Perunyia and have you seen Panabon? We haven't seen them all day. I haven't seen them all day. Until the fighting pits.
Also
Can't
known as Rojelio Sr.
I can't say I have.
I think I know where to look.
I mean, other than at dinner, but yeah.
Panabon at dinner? Yeah, Panabon was at dinner. It was Lex that wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just bad memory this late.
Right. And I mean,
Question for you: does this stairway go to the roof by any chance?
uh, I think so. And it did have roof access, but as you were coming up the stairs, I think so. Yeah. Um,
Okay. Well, good night.
Good night. She closes the door as you leave, and you hear like the sink run or whatever for a few moments, and then the light switches off.
Come on, you know where he likes to hang out. They like to hang out. And I gesture towards the stairwell.
I think about going upstairs and cringe, but at least it's not 5 flights. So I
Yeah.
gesture for Perunyia to go on ahead because A, I don't want to climb stairs, and B, I don't really want to find Panabon. So just go on ahead. I'll take
And
it slow.
and I will say that stairs are accessible. They're gnome accessible, because gnomes are fairly common throughout. And so there's like a little so it's standard steps, and then there's like a little mid step that is
Step on the side. Oh, I love
it's not
it.
like, yeah, it's like, and it's also pushed in, so it's not like a full out, but it's enough so that gnomes are like able to step up. Um, and
So on this roof, does the door open up, or is it like there's a door frame that Panabon could be like sitting perched on top of as they open the door, so they don't actually see Panabon?
oh no, yeah, this is so it comes up, and then there's like a so if you're on the roof, you see like this rise, it's like with a slant on one side, and then that ends with the door on the other side.
Yes. So I'm on top of that when you get to the top of the steps when you open the door. So you would not see me at the beginning.
I would look around, not seeing Panabon, go, Panabon, are you up here?
Are you going to do the fight? I say from the top of the roof.
You know, all of
bar.
you guys suck for like not coming and supporting my matches. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I did the fight.
No, not did you do the fight. Are you going to do the fight?
How do you know about that?
I know everything.
Well, I mean, Shaelune doesn't think we should say yes because it's mob, and we should, if we want to do it, pay our own money and try to get in that way. Even though they kind of like implied that we maybe can't just get in on our own, even if we can. Anyway, how do you know about all this? Because I'm pretty sure you weren't following us.
I was there the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm short. I don't get noticed all the time.
Stop lying.
Where would be the fun in that?
What she said. Okay, I looked for you, and you were not in the bar. I tried to get you to come with me.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Yeah.
So Panabon will plop down to the roof ground level. Yeah, I don't think if you try to do it yourself, I don't think they're going to allow you to enter that contest. Not to does not have great taste in the staff. Hard to tell you. All the way down. Corporate world sucks. Why would anyone want to do that with their life?
Well, I thought Drew said they're the mob, not the Streaky people.
Well, I mean, they're not connected. I don't have enough information to know with any certainty. There are just some people in the company that may be doing both things.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. So my thought on the thing is that you can say yes or no, but if you say no, one, it's very likely you're not going to be able to do it all.
Hi.
Two, I think if you say no and they let you in, you're definitely not going to win. Like they will create a scenario in which you cannot win.
Okay, so I should just
95%.
not do it then, is what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's always good to have an in with the underground groups. And their word is their bond. So if they've promised you something, they kind of can't go back on it, or it brings down the whole house of toys.
I haven't agreed yet. I said I was giving my decision in the morning.
Oh yeah, you're not going to talk to Ivan in the morning, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan might not show up, or maybe he will, which would be hilarious.
Oh my god, did you kill
Stick-
Ivan?
I'm
Oh.
sick of your riddles. And I turn and walk out.
Hey, before you go, Shaelune, you didn't sign up for a room in this hotel, did you?
I'm already gone.
Okay.
No, she said she didn't.
Yeah, because someone definitely did, which is another thing that we should talk about. Because I have some things, but so back to the fight. Let's clear up the fight thing. I like that you like to fight, and really, I mean, Ireland has a weird system where it's not really like, as far as I understand it, and I could be wrong, it's not really like traditional guild based. It's like a centralized thing. So if you want to do fighting at all, it maybe you have to work with them regardless. So this might be a good testing ground potentially.
Hey, okay. Let's back up like a
Yeah.
couple steps. You said I can't go to the thing and even like just pay myself because number one, I might not be able to get in at all because I might need the connections. Number two, if I do manage to get in, they're gonna sabotage me somehow, so I won't win. And so my response back is fine. I probably just shouldn't do it. So are we saying that I just shouldn't do this?
I mean, they want me to ensure that you do it, which makes me nervous. But also, if you don't do it, they know your name, they know where we're going, and they like to make their point the way that I like to make my points.
Wait a minute. Somebody threatened you to make me do the fight? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that I'm not saying I didn't have a hand in something that may have led to that kind of scenario, but I'm just letting you know that even if I hadn't got involved, they were watching the fight, so they would have approached you regardless of my involvement.
I
And I
mean,
give
yeah, because I'm an amazing fighter. So, like, Avi, that's why they approached me, right? Right? Not because of something
you
you did.
are no, you're an amazing fighter. They would have approached you anyways because you won your fight. But now there are strings attached to it. Um,
Okay. So
I'm not
you know
saying
how you like
yeah,
don't like always get to the point, and you know that I don't
yeah.
speak thief or whatever it's called. So can we be just a slightly little bit more clear for people like me? What
My
happens
running
if I
theory.
don't do the fight to you? What happens to you if I
Uh,
don't do the fight?
I mean, I have no idea. My guess is that I will disappear. But also because they know you're traveling with the group, it might be Shaelune that disappears. It might be my child. It might be Lex. Who knows? But they definitely used the word disappearance in my memory.
Okay,
But I
see,
don't
that's
think
the
I'm
kind of thing you lead with, Panabon. That's the kind of thing you lead with. Okay?
well,
Just
I don't think it's one of those things where you don't know like what they're actually going to do because they don't give you like actual details. So like I'm feeling in a couple bubbles in how I would respond to the situation. I mean, I think it'll be a good fight, and I mean, you're definitely going to win because you'll have a crowd there, and especially when you have a crowd, you just do very well. Like the downside to not doing it is that you're on their radar as someone that won't agree to their terms, and if they use a non-traditional guild system for anything around here, if you don't do it once, you're never going to get another opportunity.
But you said
So
that
it's kind of like,
they're as good at their word is good. So they said that I it's a one-time thing and that I can walk away with no further obligation. So like will they honor that part?
they will, but if they really like you, they're going to want you to do it again. So there's a possibility they will force you into a scenario where you will choose to do it again. Like they know that. How does the saying go? The thing about catching flies with honey and also with vinegar, like they'll make some honey vinegar. I don't think that's how that saying goes.
I'm not
Anyway,
saying no.
anyways, it's one of those things where like if they control the fights anyways, you would eventually have to do this, and like you know,
You're
you
not
like
making me feel
fighting.
better. No.
Yeah, that's the first half of not making you feel better. But just know no one died.
Wait, what's
That
the
is
second half?
accurate.
What's the
The
second half?
second half.
Let's go back to what happened to Ivan.
So okay, well Ivan's not dead.
Okay.
I had some personal business to attend to, um, and Ivan was a part of that personal business. Um, if Ivan shows up tomorrow, it will be hilarious. But I'm 90% sure. Um, I'm 90% sure that no, but we'll see. We'll see who shows up tomorrow. It may or may not be Ivan.
What was the other part that I'm not gonna like? That is bad news.
Yeah. So someone definitely tried and got a hotel room under Shaylune's name, but it couldn't have been Shaylune because they didn't sign up as Lampira Flaglight. They just signed up as Lampira, which is like a detail thing. And also, when I lockpicked the room, there was nothing in it. Have you ever known Shaylune to travel without her book?
Well, I mean, she said she didn't get a room, so maybe like Nagasu like just signed in as Lampira and I don't know, forgot her last name. I don't know. She's also been
That's
under a lot of stress. She could have just forgotten. I don't know. Feels like kind of
possible.
flimsy.
Yeah. I found out when Nagatsu got a room for Rojelio Jr. and I, because I didn't have a room. And so I made sure it's flimsy, but also Shaylune said that she didn't get a room. So I mean,
All right, so something
yeah,
suspicious may or may not be happening. We can keep our eye out. That's fair.
I mean
Since
something
I gotta give
suspicious
this
is
message to
happening.
Ivan in the morning, I think I'm gonna go back to the train. Are you gonna
Yeah.
stay here or go back to the train? I'm gonna grab my pack. So I'll head down and walk
No,
back.
I need to go back. I'm probably gonna sleep on the train. These beds are. I'm not used to nice beds now. Like I'm kind of getting used to the. At least it's not camels. No more camels. I don't think they have camels in this country. I
It's
hope
much
not.
better than a bedroll. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And since Panabon and I share a room, we would be heading back together anyway. But I would stop on our way down to my room to get my pack because that's where my pack was.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask. Oh my God, how many? Oh my Milfrim, how many times have you gone from like the hotel to the train this evening? Because I
My
saw you
God,
do it once. Like, are those
dude,
your
you
footprints?
can't even
I think
believe
those are
we did
your
that.
footprints in the rock quarry right there.
She sighed.
Also, I think I'm gonna have to give back my like charter president membership for the Sonatu fan club because like I like him, but like the culture surrounding him is just hard to love at this point.
I've learned a lot about corporate lifestyle. It seems rough.
Uh, like at least when I stab someone, there's like honesty to it. Like seems like it's just a whole bunch of
Or
snakes.
at least less paperwork, it sounds like.
Oh no, there's paperwork. I just don't fill it out. Maybe that's why they were mad at me just when Alpha fell.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be the paperwork. They do like their paperwork.
Shaylune, did you go anywhere else after you left?
I would have gone to the kind of the front steps of. It would have taken me a while to make my way down all those steps, but then like the front steps of the hotel, and I'd sit on those and wait for Perunia because I said we'd walk back together.
Yeah. So you catch them on the way down. talking about paperwork for stabbing.
I don't care.
So you catch up with Shaelune, who just kind of hops up and follows you back to the train.
Probably
Oh, I know
wouldn't
you're
know
mad
more
at
about.
me. Wait, what? Oh, I did have an idea. I was
Go ahead. It's you, Jen.
okay. All right. So I know you're mad at me, Shaylin, but I do have an idea for when we get where we're going, and I would like to share with you at some point. But probably when you're not mad at me. So at some point, I have to redeem myself in your eyes. I don't know how I'm going to do that or when, but eventually, when you're not mad at me, I'm going to tell you the idea I had. And I
Stop
think you're going to think it's
talking.
still mad at me.
And with that, Perunyia doesn't tell her about all the information she just found out from Panabon. Mostly to not stress her out more.
And the three of you make it back to the train in relative silence. Rogelio, you are walking along in the northern part of Ariad, realizing you don't. The tavern's closed at this point. There's a couple of people maybe kind of out and about, but no one you recognize, and definitely no stores are open. You remember something about being able to buy stuff at stores, maybe a book or a story, and you definitely don't see Alan anywhere.
My inside man. Then I will go up to the nearest person, introduce myself, and ask them if they know a good bedtime story.
A good bedtime story. Ooh. You're really tall.
Yes, the bedtime story, though. You know one?
Yeah, I know bedtime story. What? No, lots of bedtime stories. You want to hear one?
Yes, your best bedtime story, please. No expense spared.
There's a town. In this town, there's all these cats, like a million cats. And they all lived in a big house for cats. Big cat house. Not a cat house, house for cats. Because a cat house is like a house made of cats, and that's weird. But house for cats. Anyway, they because there's so many, they always someone had to like take care of. They always had to have a nanny, you know.
No, I haven't heard this one, but I believe you. Go on.
Okay, I had to have a nanny, but it's cats, right? Cats. So like, nannies never like stay really. It's just
Danny, I will listen to this entire story.
and so like they got rid of all their nannies, and then and also in the town there's this girl, and she was really nice, but like her mom and her sister were like really mean to her all the time, and so they were mean to her one day, and she said, "I'm tired of you being mean to me. I'm gonna go be a nanny for the cats." And so she did. She went to go be a nanny for the cats. And the cats were like cats, but she was so nice, and she just took care of the cats. And she stayed for a long time, and no nanny stayed for a long time. And one day, the big daddy cat, he was like, "Hey, you do such a good job." And then she just started crying and crying. He was like, "Oh, why are you sad?" And she's like, "Well, I've tried to be good, but I miss like people and stuff." And he was like, "Oh yeah, you should go back to people." And she's like, "But you guys," and he's like, "Ah, we'll be okay." And she was like, okay, I'll go back and take to people. And then as she's leaving, he's like, wait, where you go? I gotta give you, like a reward for doing all the good things. She's like, I don't need that. And he's like, no, I insist. And he grabbed her and he like put her and dunked her in the well. And when she came out, her like hair was gold and her skin was gold, and she had like gold kind of just falling out of her pockets. And she's rich. And she's like, oh, he's like, yeah, go on. When you hear like, the crowing of the rooster, you got to look towards it at the dawn of the sun. And that's the only thing. And she was like, okay. And then when she did, and then she had like a gold star on her forehead, and she was beautiful and everything. And she went home. But her mom and her sister, they were mean. And they just beat on her. And said that she was trying to be better than her sister. And her sister was like, I'm going to go get gold from the cats. And so she went to go. And of course, she didn't care about no cats. So she was like, get out of my way, cats. And she would like kick them and push them, and she'd forget about them and stuff. And when all the cats were like talking to Big Daddy Cat, like, hey, she's like super mean. We thought she would be nice, but she's really mean. And so you got to get rid of her. Like so-and-so's kittens like died because like they didn't get fed, and like they're all lame, and it's just really bad. And so Big Daddy Cat goes to sister and it's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? She's like, oh, I'm sad, boo-hoo, because I want to be with the people. And Big Daddy Cat was like, oh, you should go with the people. And she's like, okay, yeah, I should, but maybe there was like a reward. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got here's a reward for you. And he grabbed her and he dunked her in a well, except it wasn't the same well. It was a different well. This was water. This well was full of oil. And when she came up, he threw her in a pile of ash and rolled her around. And when she got up, she was coughing and she couldn't see because there's all this ash in her eyes. And she's like, ah! And he was like, you're mean and you don't deserve a reward. Get out of here. And he kicked her out. And he said, oh, don't forget, when you hear the rooster crow, you got to look towards the sun. And then when that happened, she did. And then, boom, there's a big ass's tail just growing out of her forehead. That's mean people get. That's what they get. That's not the end of the story. She got home, and then they're really mad, and they beat on the nice one, and then they put her under like a box, and she would weep. And then one day a carriage came by, and I probably missed some part where he came by before, because otherwise this part doesn't make as much sense. So pretend I told that part before, because he saw her beautiful and like wanted to come back. So he comes back, but she's not there. He's like, what happened? And the mom like tries to trick him by putting the mean sister under like a veil. And like, yeah, take her. And so he did. But then the cats, they knew. The cats knew. And the cats, they started just singing their cat song. Meow, 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 meow. And the guy that was driving the coach, he said, hey, Prince. Is a prince. He is a prince. He said, Prince, do you know what those cats are saying? And the prince was like, I don't know what those cats are saying. Those are cats are saying, like cats. And he's like, well, I speak cat actually. And they're singing a song. And they said, Prince, you're being tricked that you have the mean sister and the good sister is hidden at the house. And the prince said, what? And he threw off the veil and saw that it was not the beautiful sister with the star on her head and the gold coming out of her pockets, but the ugly sister who was blinded by ash and had a donkey's tail coming out of her forehead. And he said, you tricked me. And he went back. And he said, you will give me the mean, you will take the mean and give me the nice sister, or I will have you put to death. And so they had to. They didn't want to die. And the good sister went, and then they were going to get married, and all the cats were invited to the wedding, and they lived happily forever after that. Now go to bed.
I need to grab this man by the shoulders and right into his face. That is the best bedtime story I have ever heard. It's also the worst, but that does not matter. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great night dreaming of cats and be nice to cats.
Be nice or you get a tail on your face.
Well, so you don't get a tail on your
So you don't get a tail on your face.
You want a star.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
And I feel like I need to pay this man or else that would be mean and I don't want a tail on my face. So I give him money. I give him
100 copper.
I give him 80 copper.
All right.
As a thanks.
Now, like, look, and he puts it, most of it in his pockets, but some of it falls out. And he says, "Look, like the nice sister. I'm the nice sister." And he bends down and picks up the change from the floor and puts it in his other pocket. Have a good night. And he starts stumbling away.
I go back to the hotel room, so excited to tell this story.
And with that bedtime story for everybody, we are going to end the session. It is 9:55. It is a little bit late to get into the next anything. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed. And we have a giveaway that we got to do drawing for, right?
Yep. Let me total everything up. This is your last chance, everyone, to type in hashtag RemPC in the chat. Submit bits. 100 bits gets you one entry. The Streamathon donation page is at the GoFundMe link, and every $1 gets you an entry. And also a subscribe gets you 7 entries. So last chance while I'm tallying this up, and I'll look at the end to see if I missed anything.
So Danny, I decided the title of that is Oil's Well That Ends Well, or Dream of a Million Cats instead of Dreaming of 1,000 Cats.
Okay.
It could be like a Rocky and Bullwinkle thing where it's like both of those. Because they used to do those cutaway gags for Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I mean, in my head canon too, this is like probably a really popular tale that like most people in Ireland like know. And of course, it's just that like Rojelio Jr. obviously has never heard this tale before, but this is what maybe that most people know. And I mean, who knows? Maybe there's even a play about it.
Can we also have Rojelio Jr. tell this word for word
please.
next week?
I would like that to happen.
We should just have a recording of Joey telling it as Rojelio and just have that as a recording.
Oh,
Can we
that'd be amazing.
please?
Yes.
We'll do that.
Yeah, just as extra content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a story ready to tell you when you came back if you didn't find one, but like now I don't. It's gone.
I don't know if you can do that. There's like a Rumpelstiltskin element to it,
and the Russian tale where like the one does something good and gets something back and the other one doesn't. Like that was amazing.
Like a Cinderella element to it. It was so good. It was everything you need.
All I had was a dinky one about my homeland, but this cat one.
Like, I want a magical well that will fill my pockets with gold and turn my hair to gold. At least my beard, you know, because I don't have any.
Who doesn't?
You come out blonde every time. It's weird.
Oh, I would be a sexy blonde like Ryan Gosling in that Drive movie.
I'm trying to figure out where I can roll 1d39.
So you can go to you could go to Excel and do solid numbers 1 through 39 and it'll randomly.
You can do it right here in Fantasy.
There it is.
You could do Wheel of Names.
Can you do it for me in Fantasy Grounds, Dave?
I just did.
Oh, what's the number?
12?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let me check here.
Is it bits? Did you win a baked good and the North Boundary dice? Is everyone going to be mad at you now?
My Streamathon life would be complete if I won Baked Goods by John and Norse Foundry dice. I'm just saying.
I mean, everybody wants the gingerbread cake. So you getting lemon bars, like now I have to select 4 people gingerbread cake, which I'm not.
I heard great things.
Can you just make it for me?
Lemon bars.
For sure.
Oh.
We have a winner. Our winner is Kender Mage.
Mage. Yay!
I can
Also
think
known
of
as
no
Billy
one.
Berserker.
Yeah, no one who deserves it more by watching as many shows as he does. And finally he joined in the Shadowrun cast. So congrats, Kender Mage. We love you and enjoy your dice.
What a great way to end the
Nice.
streamathon too. That's such a
Awesome.
community thing. It's such a good way to end the streamathon.
Rem Altarnis's biggest fan. So
Honestly,
nice. Yeah, so that's it for this evening. The streamathon's over, but we have a week full of streams for y'all to catch up on and watch.
Some of them are canceled because
yeah.
everyone is very tired.
There's no
for like 48 hours.
Albany. There's no Paranormal Albany or Shadowrun Chicago, so no Monday, Tuesday. But you can catch up on past episodes on our YouTube channel. So if you want to catch up or relive some of your favorite Paranormal Albany moments or Shadowrun Chicago moments, there's ways to do that. Or if you join Patreon, we have plenty of extra cool content on the Patreon page.
This is all true. All true.
Thank you, John.
And then we'll get to the weekend where, we'll have Descent into Avernus in the morning on Saturday, and then back to Sunday, and we'll be back for this stream, just like we do every week, like clockwork. Thank you.
Please don't forget to go to our Kickstarter page at realmalternus.com/kick and support Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus issue 2 of the comic book, which takes place in the world that we're playing in right now. So if you like the show, please realmalternus.com/kick. We really appreciate it.
Good night, North America.